Hello fellow kaiju fans, it's Godzilla Productions TV, and man, I don't have enough of these. Good thing I got a new one. This is sure to keep everything safe, am I right guys? Oh yeah. Monster X. I'm always late to the party because I get the US releases, but I can wait for this kind of thing. I'm not desperate for toys like some people. Ugh. And the tail comes off immediately. That's gonna be a problem. My god, Monsterarts absolutely knocked it out of the park with this figure. It looks absolutely incredible. I love it so much. It really is a good figure except for one small problem, which I'm sure you've already been able to figure out, because I did show you what it was, so if you don't know, I would be a little worried. That kind of seems to be the standard with Monsterarts lately. It's all good except, for example, man, this thing is fantastic, except, man, this thing is awesome, except, this figure is phenomenal, except, oh wait, nothing's wrong with this one. I won't let this amazing figure's one little issue bother me. I'm glad to have it. It looks great. Let's take a look at it. First off, we start with articulation. And the articulation on this figure is great. You can get lots of dynamic movement with the arms. Push them all across the body like that. Get him out like that. There's going to be a little bit of hindrance in the arm with his big shoulder pads that are a face, so that's a little annoying, but it doesn't really get in the way that bad. You're still able to move the arms pretty well. Now the legs have absolutely nothing in the way, and they can move fantastically. You can get them standing like that, hey don't look, and all sorts of other things. One issue I have with the articulation is that of the head. It is a little wonky. It's not as bad right now, but when I took it out of the packaging, it was really all weird. It's just not very easy to move stuff around up there, especially that neck. The head's not really the issue, it's the neck that's crooked. And you can't really get to it without like really endangering the head. At least on mine, you kind of got to leave it like that, which is unfortunate. And the worst part for me has got to be the tail. It is really loose. Like, look at that. Off in a second. It's got some good movement on it though. I just wish this part out here wasn't sticking out as much. He's kind of standing there like that, which looks a little weird. I wish this could move down a little bit more. And of course the two tails at the end. You can actually get some pretty good movement out of it. They fall off so much. Kind of surprised nothing happened here while I was messing with it. Oh, there we go. As for size comparison, here he is with some other figures that I have in my collection, and you may as well. The figure stands at about 6.5 inches tall, or 16 centimeters if you're weird. He's at a pretty average height of a figure, and scales with stuff pretty well, I'd say. And as for the detail on this figure, obviously, it's going to excel. Let's start off by taking a look at the face. Look at his nose. He's got a little horn in there, doesn't he? It's sculpted. It's there. You could see the horn. Look at the mouth, especially that jaw there. Look at all the bumps and stuff on there. It looks amazing. Man, look at these shoulder heads and the main head. The texturing on the bone parts look fantastic. They really went out of their way to make them not flat and smooth. There are so many bumps and textures on it. Look at this thing on his back. So many bits of unique lump detail on it. It looks great. Man, I gotta say though, the best detail on the figure is his foot. Hey, why you looking? You shouldn't be looking at that, you know better. As for the black parts on the figure, there's really two different variations you'd be finding on the figure. All the areas with the nice lines. There's a lot of muscle detail on the legs here, which I love. There's his rough and bumpy back. Such good texturing there. And it lasts all the way till about this point. So the rest of it is kind of this bland, little bits of texturing in there, smooth black. And it looks pretty good. The look at this figure really helps me appreciate the design of it. I love how he's asymmetrical in certain little bits and areas. As for the paint on the figure, the paint is, I'd say, mostly pretty darn good. All the bone-like parts are obviously going to be a bone white color. The rest of it is black, a nice glossy black. Now, this is the part that I wish was a little different compared to the bony white, which brings out lots of great detail in the figure as the color morphs into different shades as it goes. I wish the black sort of did the same. I know the suit wasn't like that, but I wish there was some sort of maybe blue wash on it, like a dark blue wash that really brought out little bits of details in it, so it wouldn't be super noticeable from far away. So when you got up close, you could really notice all the detail work that they did on it. As for the face, there are some really nicely applied red eyeballs. I don't see any spillage into the black or anything, so that is really nice. As for the teeth, it is really hard to tell if they are a different color than the bone white body. However, if you shine a light really close up next to it, you should be able to see that the teeth are a lot more reflective than the body. In conclusion, this figure is great. I highly recommend it. It really only has a few issues, that being the tail coming apart due to loose joints, and that the head is a little wonky. The neck joint is a little crooked, and it is super hard to get to it to fix it. And finally, I wish the figure had better accessories. All it comes with are these 2 extra hands, which are pretty much identical to what he already has. So I didn't really see the point to it. They're just something extra that I have to worry about losing constantly. Honestly, I would have preferred if it didn't come with them. If it was going to come with accessories, it should have came with those gravity beam things that he fired. Not really that big of a deal, pretty simple, and I doubt heavily that it would have brought up the price too much. Speaking of the price, I'd say it's at a pretty good price for what it is. Not too high, not too low. Hopefully a lot of people end up getting this figure. So if a lot of people do get it, maybe they will end up making a lot more Millennium Monsters. Well, this has been Godzilla Productions TV. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, check out my Instagram and the Trunker Podcast. I will see you guys next time. Goodbye.